Albury, are you ready to rewind 80s? Albury SS&A Club, Friday the 18th of August. Rewind 80s, we're going to be banging out all the 80s hits. If you'd like tickets, go to ssaclub.com.au and we'll see you in Albury in just over a week's time. Woo!
We're back.
We are. Oh, my God. We're the 80s Montage. I'm Sammy Hardon.
And I'm Jay Jovi. We're across town from each other tonight, guys. We're speaking remotely tonight.
We've been both incredibly busy.
Yeah. We really have. We've been booking the gigs, huh, babe?
Yeah, look, it's been a really good week for corporate gigs and venues and new venues, but a really bad week with fighting with people. I've had this agent want commission for gigs that he hasn't even booked, and
oh no,
it's been horrific. Look,
a certain older agent.
No, new one, a very big agent that is more worried that we're going into a venue that one of his bands is going into. It's all politics,
right?
So, it's another tribute band that are just competing, and they've rung him and complained that we're doing a venue that they've done. Like, they haven't done all our fucking venues anyway. And just had to send in a couple of fucking mushroom pies, mate, to the fucking agent. That's all.
Couple of mushroom pies?
Yeah, mushroom pies. That'll fix the cunts. So the problem with me is it's kind of like The Sopranos meets Wentworth, where I'm really protective over my brand. There was an email that went out about the brand being in the wrong and doing the wrong thing. The venue got nervous because basically they're worried that if we go in there, we're going to fucking make a great noise and we're a better band, you know. So really, really hard. I like cried for 3 days. I was like, I don't need to put up with this for fucking some shit band. You know?
Shit, serious.
It was really stressing, like really taxing, and I was bullied by an agent.
Yeah, pretty much.
And our name was just dragged through the mud in an email. I've got the email, which is funny. So I'm sort of been I mean, you guys wouldn't believe how hard it is to run a tribute band, but they're just little bitches, the other bands, and we don't need to be because we go out there and we play and we sing, and we've done this for longer than all of them, you know. And it was really taxing mentally, and I went to my lawyer today and they went, okay, well, this is what we're going to do. So just over a cover band. It's insane, but it has happened for a long, long time with us. But yeah, sent through a few mushroom pies. So it was a bit of a week, but then all these gigs started coming in, and the first thing people say about our band is, oh my God, it's like watching a fucking Aldi's version of your band. Like, what's going on, you know? I mean...
Yeah, weird.
It's really a big challenge, and it's heartbreaking because I've done this for 35 years and I don't need this shit. And I rang the agency and abused the fuck out of them, and I don't care who they are. And they would have recorded the conversation and had a bloody, hopefully a mushroom pie while they were listening to it. And I was just talking to Brian Canham about myself, and I said, Brian, you know, the whole reason why I'm not famous or accessible is because I don't fucking stand, I just don't put up with shit. I can't be controlled. And he goes, that's 100% why. He goes, that is 100% why your personality, they don't want to deal with you because you just can't be controlled, you know?
Yeah.
Because he was really worried about me because I just haven't rung them for 3 days because I've been devastated that I've got this other little ladies band that it's going into all our venues after we've done them and filling the venues, like, and thinking they're heroes, you know? No one knows one wig from another. You know what I mean? They think people do. So that was my whole week, and it was sad because it was a agent that I really thought of highly, but not anymore.
Yeah.
Man. Not anymore.
Right. That's
Just
such a shame.
Anymore. Such a shame. But it isn't actually him. It's the band ringing him and complaining about us.
Yeah.
Which we've talked about. So, and they're a cover band of a cover band anyway. So good luck to them. How was your week?
Not too bad. Like, you know, it was, you know, I sounds like it was completely different to yours. But look, we celebrated Leo's first birthday. So
amazing.
We took Friday and Monday off. We flew to Cairns so that I could sort of be around my family up there. All of Mika's family flew up as well.
Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah, we hired out a big house and we all stayed there. And it was really beautiful. Everybody got along really well. The weather was not amazing, but we really loved each other's company. And the weather was actually nicer in Melbourne. It was just so beautiful over the weekend. Yeah. And but look, we had a great time up there and introduced a couple of the new family members who hadn't been to Cairns before to Cairns. I got to hang out with Lily as well.
Oh,
Lily
my God,
came
how
down
was she?
To the party.
Is
she
she going to join the sluts?
She, yeah. You know, it's her big, I bet it's her big landmark birthday. It's the big one.
Oh, really?
It's the big birthday coming in October. And
fantastic.
Yeah. She's going to have a birthday up there. Yeah. So she's going to have her birthday up there. So I'm thinking about just popping up for the weekend for the birthday because that's a big one. I mean to see my mum as well, but catch Lily's birthday while I'm up there, you know.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
So we'll see how that goes, but. She's loving the show. She was talking about, you know, she how many episodes she's listened to as she drove up all the East Coast to get to Cairns from Melbourne.
Oh, my God.
And she's doing well. She's really happy and she's sort of not you know how she was building that caravan with her dad? She's not doing that anymore. So they were building an Airbnb venue and the dad just sort of lost his passion for it and she just didn't want to sit around drinking and so she thought, fuck this, I'll go travelling. So that's what she's doing. Yeah.
You really just got to follow your soul. You know what I mean? Like it tells you, your body tells you what you've got to do. And you just go and do it. But the beauty about Lily is that she's not committed to anything and she can do whatever she wants. And that's
exactly
a free spirit, you know, and I'd be the same if I wasn't with Maddie. I'm fucking I'm like that anyway, but you know, we could sort of go anywhere and do whatever we want. But no, that's gorgeous. I love that story. I saw some stuff on Instagram.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Leo just had a really beautiful birthday. He had a really beautiful first birthday, and it was really lovely. Came back feeling great, and back into work.
Yeah, totally, babe. So tonight on the show, we're looking at the 40th anniversary of this amazing fucking album.
We're looking at Madonna. We're looking at the studio album Madonna. Madonna's debut album, self-titled debut album, which turned 40 years old back in July 27, just a couple of weeks ago. So came out in 1983.
Yeah,
Can
amazing.
you believe 40 years ago? Unbelievable.
Yeah. I know, right? And this was my life, this album. And it's really perfect for me this week because when you go through these dramas because everyone after COVID's after everyone. There's no fucking empathy anymore. And if that's the word. And when I was putting these songs down, I was like, oh, this is why I did music. I didn't do music for the politics. Yeah. And I really think, this is your soul just starts going, oh, my God, Sammy, this is why you did it. You didn't do it to fight with a fat cunt. You know what I mean? And fucking agency. And and we've been through so much together and as like a family in our band. And, we've taken a lot of risks with the show because we wanted to stand out and it's very hard to do. You need to take risks in life. And this was my risk. When I heard this album, this is where I went, I want to do this,
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah, it's such a beautiful album, and I guess the story leading up to its production is really beautiful as well. Probably not as beautiful having lived it because it would have been really tough because can I give a bit of backstory?
Absolutely,
do you mind?
Totally.
And you know this as well as I do, and you can probably correct me on anything that I get wrong.
But I don't know. I don't know if I know enough.
Our listeners may not, because sort of Madonna back at this time, which I'm talking about the sort of early 80s period, very different to Madonna, the massive fucking icon that we know now. Very, very different.
100%.
And she moved to New York from Michigan. So she was a Midwesterner. She moved to Michigan to New York in 1979, and she straight away wanted to sort of. She came as a dancer. She sort of turned up in New York. She famously had $35 only, and she had her ballet. She had her ballet shoes in her bag, and that was it. And it was the very first time she had ridden in a taxi cab. The famous story is sort of she asked the taxi, take me to the middle of the action. So he took her to Times Square and sort of dropped her on Broadway in Times Square, and. First thing that she sort of did when she was settling in was join a band and learn how to play the guitar. So she was sort of she was auditioning for a lot of musicals and stuff, and she in amongst all the auditions, she actually got offered to dance as a dancer for Patrick Hernandez. What's that Patrick?
Born to Be Alive.
Born to Be Alive,
vocals.
of course.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember. So
yeah,
she
right.
was doing that. She started touring, and like in her own words, she said she was too good to be a backup dancer. She sort of stuck out too much. And
I think she was singing as well. I think she was a singer.
Was.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was. So they were going to sort of, they kept her in sort of Paris, and they were going to sort of make her a big star there, but it didn't quite work out. So she sort of returned to New York. She continued with her guitar and her band and stuff, like different combinations of bands. She was in fucking
the Breakfast
Club. Yeah, Breakfast Club. We were talking, and this is where we got the idea to do this episode. We sort of opened the show with Breakfast Club just the other week.
Yeah, that's right.
And she in and around this time, she recorded a demo with her friend Stephen Bray, who was the drummer in her band. and they recorded this demo tape sort of on the cheap, and she used to carry the fucking demo tape around with her everywhere just for that moment where she might run into somebody. And she used to go and dance and hang out at a club called Danceteria.
Yeah.
And she was very, very artistic at the time. Her boyfriend was the famous New York artist Jean-Michel Basquiat. One of the guys that used to work at Danceteria was Keith Haring. So she was in and around all of these amazing artists, like dancers and singers and visual artists, and like an incredible bohemian lifestyle. And, one of the guys from Sire Records came in. One of the A&R guys came in from Sire Records. She sort of she was aware that he used to come to the club, and she sort of wanted to get his attention. So she went up to the DJ and like begged the DJ, and over the course of time got him to play the song. Long story short, this A&R guy, I can't fucking say it. A&R guy took her to meet Seymour Stein, the head of Sire Records, who was in hospital with a heart condition at the time. Met her in hospital and just could not. He was so taken aback by her. He said the demo tape was just okay. He said, but she had something, and it's like it's amazing because that is Madonna. It's like. The artistry itself really could be done by anybody, but
That's
it's
true.
her. She sort of wills it into being. It's her sense of will, like just her character, her persona is just incredible. And he wanted to work with her straight away. And we have talked about this sort of Sire Records. If you look at some of the other names of Sire Records under that banner, and you sort of put the Madonna that she became in amongst those artists, it doesn't fit.
No,
but Madonna,
they were all English
Madonna
artists,
at this time, exactly, Depeche
all
Mode,
gothic and sort of hard rock, and
and but the Madonna of this time did fit. She was extremely bohemian. Very artistic, and it made sense. You know, it did sort of make sense back then. But they started sort of they signed her pretty much straight away. She was really keen to sort of get signed so she could start making her music. And she wrote most of that first album. She wrote most of this album that we're going to be listening to tonight.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So it's pretty incredible. It's a great story. It just says she was a young girl, and it just says so much about her character.
Well, to put it lightly too, you're looking at she would have been 19, and there's no social media. There's no way of getting out there quickly. You just throw a flyer or you get a tape and you're in a disco or whatever. It's an organic approach to trying to become famous that you needed to be bigger than the average bear. Now everyone's so fucking boring and tapping their toes and doing this thing with their eyes and they're famous. And Madonna really had to work her thing and her niche. And I think that she was a Leo, obviously, and she was very Leo. She had the beautiful big energy about her, and then she could dance, and she was sexual. What guy doesn't want to look at something sexual?
Exactly right. Exactly.
That's when sex sold, and she knew how to do that. And she wasn't the greatest singer, but she always said, I'm not the greatest singer or dancer, this is what I do. And I think it's really interesting because we're not only looking back at Madonna's career, we're looking back at the music industry and how it was and how it was a lot harder. But when you nailed it, you came out with this beautiful album, and it's timeless, you know. And I remember the feeling I got as a kid when I got this album, and I was so excited. And the cover was gorgeous, the black and white cover with the chain around her neck, like we all know that. And the feeling I got downloading these songs just made my week so much better. I was like, oh, this is why I did it, you know?
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
It was magical. That's what it was. And it was powerful because she was, I don't know, the Spice Girls before the Spice Girls, you know?
Yeah,
like I think,
exactly right.
I think that the Spice Girls sort of took a bit of this and went, hang on a minute, you can be a strong woman like Madonna and people will love you, but she just had it going on, you know, and she had control of men. The whole Material Girl thing, as we got later on, she worked it out, you know.
Yeah. She did have a very big effect on men. Like when she started recording, she of course she needed a manager. She basically said, I want the biggest, most successful manager in the industry, and that at the time was Michael Jackson's manager, Freddie DeMann.
Yeah, that's right.
When he met her, he said he was completely knocked off his feet, and he had never met anybody that was so physical, that was so sort of connected to their body, and it was that sort of. At this time, it was just a really girlish sexual energy, but she had 100% belief in herself. She
confidence.
Yep. She sort of willed herself into being famous. It was amazing.
Well, yeah, she did.
And she was just a little girl, you know, like she was quite a petite girl, you know, and sort of not a big sort of lanky, like, you know, drop dead gorgeous model or anything like that.
Too short for a model.
It was her inner energy.
Yeah. Oh, she had
that they were blown away by.
Beautiful eyes and face.
Yeah.
And, you know, I just think in these years, 79, 80, 81, this is where women started to break out and become leaders. Like they were always squashed and stuff, and you had your Kate Bush. Like Kate Bush would have been a huge inspiration to her, and her coming out and waving her arms going like that shit people didn't do. So all these, and then of course David Bowie and all that stuff. So she was looking at these amazing artists and going, I need to do this.
Yeah.
But commercially, you know what I mean? So we played Borderline as the opening track. One of my favourite all-time songs, you know.
Yeah, that's right.
Produced by Reggie Lucas, amazing. B-side was Think of Me, and she was signed to Sire in 1982, like we said. So February the 15th, 1984 was the single Everybody. She got a single. They let her put out a couple of singles, and Everybody was the first one, and that did really well in the clubs, you know.
Yeah.
Now, when I first heard Madonna, I thought what everyone else thought at my age. She was a black artist. We actually thought when you heard Burning Up, you went, who is this black woman, you know? And this is the thing that if you're my age, you really do remember not knowing what she looked like until Holiday was sort of released. And then we were all surprised. It was like, what? She's white? Really? You know?
Yeah.
And every little girl just wanted to be like her. She had Erica Bell behind her as a dancer and Christopher, her brother, Christopher Ciccone, and they were her dancers behind, say, Lucky Star. They did a lot of work with her, and the three of them looked fantastic together, and the dance choreography wasn't normally – it wasn't a two-step thing. There was a lot of stuff in there that was homegrown, you know, like she'd choreographed it herself and looked effective, you know.
Yeah, it was great. It was fun, and it really connected to girls dancing in their bedrooms or having sleepovers and putting little routines together and stuff. It was she was absolutely cutting edge at this time. She represented young girls of her age all around the world, and the audiences connected to that straight away. She had this sort of amazing spell over men. The gay guys loved her as well because she was so confident, and young girls just idolized her because of her style, and she was so relevant. You know, she was so relevant to the time. She just got soaked up by the market.
Yeah, so this album's interesting because there is only 8 tracks on it. So the length is 40 minutes 47. This is your first dance artist, organic dance artist, where you've got 8 tracks on the album. Some of the songs we're going to play the first track on the album, which is Lucky Star, 5 minutes 38. Really unheard of nowadays. You know, that's like a 12-inch. And they did do longer versions on the album to what you would hear on the radio, because a lot of the time the radio would edit them. But this was the song where I put it on and I just got so excited. So it may go for a long time. But if you're a Madonna fan, enjoy this. And I love the start of this video where she's taking off her glasses and there's a break before you hear the music. And the outfit was incredible. Everyone had this outfit. My mum made me this black outfit when I was a little girl so I could look like Madonna. We all went out dressed like Madonna. So this is the next single. It's called Lucky Star. What a track.
Yeah, love it. So much energy and positivity. How beautiful.
It is. So this was produced by Reggie Lucas. Sorry. Borderline was written by Reggie Lucas. I just want to clarify that. So this track was written in the DJ was Mark Kamens, and he was a Danceteria DJ. So she wrote this for him to play in the clubs, you know. But it's a banger. And the video just worked, didn't it?
Absolutely. And it's important to note that she, disco, which is essentially what this is at the time that it was released, this was, she sort of began as like a disco diva, you know, and this is why everybody thought she was black. Because they weren't yet putting a face to the voice, you know, and disco at the time was out of fashion. Like, you know, around this time, disco was dead, as we know, and pop was going in a very different direction, you know, and so a lot of this dance music wasn't in the charts. So it's not as if this was sort of springing onto into the chart straight away. Like it existed in the clubs first.
Yeah, so everybody was the first one where we heard, but it's interesting you say that because it was a slow grower. You're right. It wasn't straight away. And
No, it
this
wasn't
is
straight
why
away.
we all thought she was a black artist because we had no visual to go with it.
Yeah.
Especially Burning Up, because Burning Up was out very much before the fact as well.
That's right.
And,
yeah.
and it was a killer song.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you'd go to a blue light because I was 13, so I would go to a blue light, and I remember this blue light. This friend of mine, Gary, had his 13th birthday, and he had a DJ which I'd never seen ever in my life, and he played this song, and I could he played Burning Up. Sorry, could not believe how amazing that track was and how amazing it sounded, and it wasn't released yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
It was kind of like
absolutely.
Triple J or PBS, how they used to get like the latest dance stuff and play it
Exactly
before we
right.
got it in Australia.
That's exactly what I was thinking as well. Yeah, that's right. So it was sort of I just love that it was popular in the clubs first.
Yeah. That's right. We didn't know what she looked like. Had no idea.
Yeah, exactly right. And sort of, so she was sort of doing a lot of promo, like as these singles were being released. She was doing a lot of TV spots as well because that was really opening up as a way to promote your single.
Yeah.
And she was doing things like Dick Clark, and she was sort of doing spots, starting to do them throughout Europe and stuff. And she's got that famous line where Dick Clark is interviewing her, and he says to her basically, because he's sort of introducing her and trying to give an impression of her to the audience, and he says to her, what's next for Madonna? Like, what are your plans? And she just says, to rule the world. She always knew from the very beginning
Did
that
she say that
wanted
to
to be the
Dick Clark
biggest.
and Molly?
Yeah, she was famous for that quote.
Okay, I thought it was Molly Meldrum.
Nah, famously she said to Dick Clark, like, to rule the world, and then she laughs, But it was sort of like Molly as well. She Molly really broke her here. Molly brought her to Australia.
Well, I think Australia broke her everywhere, really.
Yeah.
Because we got a holiday
thing.
and we went nuts with it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But very interesting album. So now this was the track where we'd heard it in the clubs and we'd heard it at the Blue Lights and we'd heard it around, and we got to see the video on late night TV shows. And it was her in a white sheet dress almost with the chains around her neck, which made it sort of clear where the album cover came from with the short blonde hair and the black roots. Everyone loved the black roots. That was a big thing, And she's rolling around in front of a car and just being Madonna, and I thought it was the most powerful thing I'd ever seen in the world. So here it is, Burning Up.
Don't you know that I'm burning up?
What a song. This is sort of like when I guess the recording company started like investing in her a little bit more and like putting money into her videos and stuff like this. I love this video. This is really a lot of fun. And you're right. The dark roots were like a really big Madonna signature. That was something that previously you would have like been ashamed about, been hidden about.
Yeah, that's right. You had to go and get your roots done.
Yeah, like I look dodgy. She made it a fashion statement. It was incredible.
That's right.
Yeah,
Incredible. And she was
huge.
kind of filthy but sexy, like there was just something about her. But this was an incredible single. So the B-side to this, or it was a double-sided single with Physical Attraction, which is fucking phenomenal as well.
Yeah.
And we got to, when you brought the single of Burning Up, you got Physical Attraction on the B. So it was sort of a double A side, I think, which they did a lot with Madge. And that was just incredible as well,
Yeah.
And for me, buying the 12 inches that went along with this record was just as exciting as the record itself.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is where we start to see the units just multiply because the record company's gone, right, do a 12-inch of that, do a 12-inch of that, do this. And it was just incredible. And the covers and the photography and the art with Madonna's face on it was just phenomenal, 100% like marketing,
Yeah,
And
really
you couldn't get away with shit marketing in these years. You know what I mean?
No,
you
that's
had to
right.
do really good marketing and beautiful photos and pictures and everything had to be interesting. We've sort of gone away from that kind of stuff now. You can wear a Kmart dress and look like a hipster and then sing about butterflies and you're fucking famous. It was very different, And
I really think it's because photography is more dispensable today.
That's right.
It was a longer. There was sort of more reverence when you took photos because it was costly to get them sort of.
It absolutely was.
Yeah, and it took a lot of time as well to sort of develop and get them happening. And so, in the setup of them, a lot more time was put into making sure that the composition was beautiful and the lighting was perfect and all of that. You didn't fuck around beforehand. These days, and we even do it. We even do it in our band where we will just like bang out the photos and we'll do everything in post.
Yeah.
So, it's a completely different story. But, the difference is that in these days with this album especially, they took a lot of time. They took a lot of time with the images and the images themselves are iconic.
That's right.
They're
actually
on film. Iconic. Yeah.
They're on film. And with film, you have to be good in front of the camera. You can't just pull your dick and do a fucking selfie and delete it if it looks shit. You couldn't polish a turd in these years.
Yeah.
Basically, I've worked with photographers that have said you can't polish a turd. She was great in front of the camera, 100% great. And not only that, I think it was the whole black and white album cover was really different as well because we sort of started to see a lot of colour, but she went back into the black and white. And that was a very 80s thing as well to sort of use black and white photography.
It was actually.
It was something that we all kind of did at school and went, we'll do this in black and white because it'll look really 80s. And going back to our band and the marketing with our band, you can tell a showbag wig from a wig that looks like it's someone's hair. And that's the difference is that everyone seems to be half-assed about stuff and getting away with it more because the limits have diminished with how much marketing you really need to do because there's so much accessibility to get the shit out there straight away where you had to plan, you had to be strategic, you had to be don't put that photo out until we release that single. She had another band she was in called Emmy, which was a rock band.
Emmy and the Emmys.
And I love Emmy because I've got that on CD and I think the cover is of the Madonna, Lady Madonna. Oh, sorry, the Virgin.
Yep.
And it's all rock music. And it's fucking really good stuff. And it's just all rock.
Is
you know?
this the one where she swears in it? She says "fuck you" and
she just does everything. Like it's sort of. I'm just trying to think of a bloody song from it. I haven't listened to it for very well, but I did get it from.
I've heard one that's really punky and like she's saying "fuck you" and it. Really tough.
That's right, and it's really interesting because you would have to be very clever to put up with a personality like that as well.
Yeah,
because she wasn't easy. She wouldn't have gone, okay, I'll tie my shoelaces up. She would have gone, you fucking do it. You know, it wouldn't have been. But she would have done it nicely, obviously. But another thing I was going to mention, the Jellybean Bennett's situation, she did a track with him called Sidewalk Talk, which was off his record, and that's a ripper as well. And, this is the Jellybean situation where they kind of broke up and then they were back together and blah, blah, blah. And there was a lot of obstacles as well with this album, I think.
Yeah, that's right. The original producer Reggie Lucas, she sort of, he was like a rhythm guitarist that worked with Miles Davis, and she was really excited to work with him. She was paired up with him by the studio, it just by the end of it, I think he thought that she would come in and just be the artist and record and go home. But
that's right.
She was sort of producing it with him effectively. Like she was
and writing it.
Yeah, that's right. But she would she'd listen to the roughs and then she'd come back to him and say, I'd like this change, I'd like this change, I'd like this change. And he couldn't handle it. Eventually he basically walked off the project, and she called in Jellybean Benitiz, who she was like, as you say, off and on dating, and he came on and did sort of remixes of all the songs, and he's famous for bringing one particular track we'll play later. But you can really hear, I guess, the details that Jellybean Benitiz is famous for on some of the songs. And then like the core of the songs is this sort of like Reggie Lucas, where it's like more organic instruments and so forth. You can really hear it. But what are we playing next?
Well, I was just going to mention, we just played Burning Up. So Burning Up was track 3 on the record. So we're already 15 minutes into the record and we've had 3 tracks, you know what I mean? Like, it was a long album, but my God, it was amazing. It was directed by Stephen Barron, the video, and it basically says exactly what I said without reading this. Depicts a singer in a white dress with the empty road waiting for her lover. Many authors noted that the visual was the beginning of Madonna's supervision of power through sex. And that's exactly how we felt watching it. It was like, this chick stopping a car in the middle of the road, I love it, Yeah. And, of course, the gays love it. Why wouldn't you? The strong men and women of the world are going, oh, God, this is incredible. Because there's nothing more in someone's fantasy than stopping your lover in the car, crawling around going, look what you've missed out on or what you're going to get, Yeah. But I loved it as a kid. Yeah. So the next track, honey, is I Know It. Really good track. Not a bad track on this album, and it goes like this.
For you are so hopeless. Yeah.
I know it.
Cute track, and it's a beautiful showcase of her voice too.
Yeah, and I really found it hard to reach that I know you want when I was little. I know,
Yeah.
like it really stretched my range. And the thing that people don't realise about Madonna is this sugary voice was quite high, really. It wasn't an easy thing to sing, especially when you're a little girl. Lovely to hear. I just heard that before when I was downloading the song. There's a saxophone in it, which is I've forgotten all about, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting. But yeah, no, I know it. I don't think it's my favourite on the album, but it's cute.
It's funny because there's sort of like her. Sorry, my fucking Alexa device was going off next to me.
Oh yeah.
Her she actually has a really sweet sensibility about her. Like even though she sort of claims her sex, it's not like she's a bit. It's not like she's fucking Tina Turner. It's not in that way. You know,
No.
she does have a sweetness to her. She's got a real girlishness about her, which I think is what made her appealing to the pop world and young girls, you know.
Yeah, well, she's doing something that everyone can do. Well, everyone can think they can do, but she's doing it really clever. Because when they went cutesy with her with Who's That Girl, I fucking hated it.
Yeah,
And they went, ooh, and I just went, no. They went too far that way, but this is where it's a bit more organic and I don't know.
It was just her rather than like turning it into a caricature, you know?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, absolutely.
Weird. Yeah.
So that was track 4.
Yeah. Now, do you mind if we jump into the next track? Because you will, you guys out there will hear what I mean about this next track. This one was a track that was purely produced by Jellybean.
Yes.
And this was actually written by Curtis Hudson and Lisa Stevens. This was shopped to, I forget their names. It was the other two members of the Supremes apart from Diana Ross. I forget their fucking names. I'll look it up as the song's playing.
Yeah,
but it was shopped to them first, and they didn't like it, and then it was
really?
Yeah, and then it was brought to Madonna after this.
Right.
And Jellybean did an amazing job with it, and I really think the production stands up. It was a beautiful collaboration between her and him.
Yeah.
I absolutely love this song. I love playing it live with you. And this was a big crossover track for her. He worked on this a lot for radio. Like he was, they were aiming this to be a really big single, and it did. This is the single that crossed her over into the mainstream from disco. Yeah.
100%. Here it is now.
It's a beautiful track. Like, it's just so feel good, and it's just timeless. It just stands the test of time. I love it.
I love the Jellybean version. I'm not
Yeah.
huge on the Stephen Bray.
No, yeah, that's right.
You know, the Immaculate Collection, when it came out on that, with the fucking piano solo, just keep it funky.
Yeah, exactly right.
The cowbell is what makes this work.
Yeah,
And
exactly right.
Just listening to that then going, that's not how the cowbell goes in our version, and I know why, because it's come off the Immaculate Collection. And I never liked that version. I thought it just made it a bit weird. Like, I was like, oh, this sounds a bit different. It wasn't funky at all, you know?
Nah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly.
But Jellybean was the guy, you know. He was a big producer in America at the time
Yeah.
and doing a lot of stuff. But 100% this song was made an amazing track through Jelly. You could only imagine what the demo sounds like.
Yeah, that's right.
know?
So it was Mary Wilson from the Supremes who turned this down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I love the clip as well. You know, she's dancing with her brother.
And Erica.
Yeah. And I love the routine. I've always loved the routine from this.
The routine's great.
You play this really well. You sort of perform this really well. I love it. I can tell and the audience can tell you've lived it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, look, if I was a lot young, when I was younger, I used to do all the moves, but as you get older, you go, oh, I can't even lift my leg up, you know. But I mean, I still do. But yeah, the whole routine and stuff, and that is the thing, is that we did live it as little girls. We copied all the routines, and especially Lucky Star, like with the whole jump in the air and put your hand on your chin and wink, that kind of thing that went on, and then the kick in the air in Borderline. We did all the moves. And then when we got the Virgin tour on top of it, where she did it live, you could have blown us all away, you know.
Yeah.
It was just great. So the next track, honey, Holiday, is amazing. So that was 6 minutes and 8 seconds on the album as well. So we're looking at an album that was 40 minutes and 47 long, which is a long album. And
yeah, that's right.
Something we should consider maybe doing as a show with a whole lot of 80s tracks in the next set, you know what I mean?
100%.
Anyway, so the next one, the 40th anniversary of Madge. This one is a fantastic tune. This one I couldn't sing either when I was little. Think of me. I just couldn't reach it. I was like, how do you get up there?
Yeah.
And another track, and a lot of these songs, you used your imagination to what it was about. We were all going through our own sexual stuff and meeting boys and whatever we liked. So this stuff was definitely part of our childhood, and a lot of dramas we had when we fell in love with people, you know, like I used to play this song whenever I was depressed and whoever I liked didn't look at me, you know, like think of me. like a little monkey. I was just, you know, I've been freaking Scorpio ascendant Pisces moon. I'm always thinking everyone knows who I am when I'm not. But especially boys, when I was younger, I used to have full-on thought that I was going out with guys that I wasn't going out with, you know. It was just like a fantasy world, you know. It was the 80s. It was amazing. This is Think of Me by Madonna. me.
There we go. It's funny because she did grow out of this voice, didn't she?
Well, the producer changed her in A Man Can Tell 1,000 Lies. It was like she'd had a fucking lobotomy. And the producer really changed the sound of her voice, and I don't think they should have. I found it really weird. And
they told her she was going to strip her voice if she didn't sort of start using some more technique, and it's I don't know about that. I think with sort of correct breath support, she could have continued with this amazing vocal because I love her early voice.
Yeah, but the technique she was using with the lower stuff was incorrect anyway. It's
That's
not
right.
a natural voice.
Yeah.
And this, if she had have kept in this, think of me, she could have fluffed her way through a lot of this stuff. When you go down into the lower range, you're in your throat more, you know? So
That's right.
I think they really fucked her when it came to, I don't know, the Sean thing and sitting in that shit dress with the fucking lipstick on. You know? A man can, like, I had to like it because it was Madonna.
Yeah.
But I didn't feel it. I was like,
Yeah.
and you know, and then they tried to do this spin that she was being attacked by Sean, and the dress was talking about abuse and stuff. Like, whatever the fuck, it just didn't work. I don't know who produced that record, but they just took her down into this other voice.
Yeah.
And then when she did Open Your Heart, she was up there again, and it was like, this is cool. So I really think, and she doesn't really do that low stuff anymore.
No,
She's
she
gone
doesn't.
back. It's just because of the age of a singer, the voice changes a lot even if you're singing up there. But
Yeah.
I really thought it was technically great, you know?
Yeah, that's right. So the next track is the longest track on the album.
Oh, and the best.
Yeah, and this is a B-side from before. Was this the B-side from Burning Up, I believe?
Yeah,
it
that's
was.
right. Yeah, Burning Up.
And not so much B-side as you say a double A side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look, if you wanted physical attraction, you had to buy Holiday.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
Yeah.
that was it. And people that just bought Holiday before the record, because a lot of us did just buy Holiday, we weren't sure still. It was really weird. We just weren't, is it going to be any good? And then you got the album and you went, what have I been waiting for? This is amazing. Yeah. And then it was physical attraction that really sold the record, I think, when you brought the single of Holiday. You just wanted more stuff, you know.
Yeah.
This reminds me of Revenge of the Nerds. Do you remember it being in Revenge of the Nerds, the blonde girl driving, she was like the rich blonde girl in a sports car, and I think one of the nerds fell in love with her or something, and she was driving along, I'm sure it's Revenge of the Nerds or it's some movie where she's driving her sports car to Physical Attraction, and it was the best fucking thing I've ever seen.
I was thinking of that today and I couldn't fucking place the film.
I think it's Revenge of the Nerds, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
Or is it the Police Academy?
I think it's Police Academy.
Right, okay.
I think it's Police Academy. I was trying to think of it today.
Yeah.
And because I'm thinking, is it fucking Vacation? Is it fucking, what is it? Yeah, I think it's Police Academy.
It was the funniest shit. We'll Google it while we listen to this song.
Yeah.
This is the song that is incredible. Physical Attraction, A+ from me. Amazing. Here we go. Could you find it?
Nah, couldn't find it. Couldn't fucking work it out.
Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, is it Revenge of the Nerds?
Just found it. Apparently. Apparently.
Yeah, right.
But we will look at videos of Revenge of the Nerds, Physical Attraction, Madonna. And oh my God, it sounds like a cat, but that's Bubba, is it?
It's Leo, yeah. He's
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure it is. We'll look into it. It's because there was the movie that was out with that actress that was quite good about the Breakfast Club and the Madonna movie. And I think that was called Physical Attraction or something. But what a track. Amazing track. Funky as funky. She was just so funky.
Yeah, really cool song. I love it.
Absolutely.
It should have got more love, you know. I love that track.
Well, this is the beauty about the 80s. There were tracks that you could keep just for yourself that weren't number one hits or, you know, but I mean, I'm sure it charted high anyway because it was at the back of holiday.
And we've wanted to do that.
Gems. Yeah,
we've wanted to do a show on that where it was awesome songs that weren't singles. Have we done that before?
No, we haven't.
We haven't. We should do that.
We should do it. Absolutely.
Because I feel really fucking strongly about it. It's like there are, you know, there are songs on albums where you listen to them and you're like, this is this artist's best fucking song. This should have been a fucking single. But as you say, it's like when you release a single, it's like you fucking release it out to the world. Whereas if you don't release it as a single, if it's just on the album, the artist gets to sort of keep it in a way.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Yeah, I love it. We should do an episode on that.
It kind of was clever marketing because there was something to make people buy the record as well. Because if you heard that song, you'd go, like I really loved when I heard Madge do, there was a song on Music that was just a killer song. It wasn't Don't Tell Me. It was a ballad and it was phenomenal. And I said, what album is this on? And it made me go out and buy the record. And it was a really sad song. I can't even think of it now. And my girlfriend wrote it. And my girlfriend brought the record and I couldn't afford it. And I said, what's this Madonna song? And she said, it's off Music. And it was just so beautiful. And I brought the album because of it. So it wasn't really because of a single, you know. So there was that opposite marketing of going, well, let's just put this out there and when people hear it, they'll love it. Oh, yeah. Funny now. Not my style. Oh,
that wasn't from Music. That was from Erotica. That was from Erotica. Bad Girl from Erotica, was it? No,
not Bad Girl. It wasn't Bad Girl. Bad Girl's amazing too. No, it was definitely from Music, and I'm just trying to think of the track. But so we're up to the last track, which is Everybody, where it all started, really.
That's right. Yeah, interesting last track, but it's, actually, as you say, where everything started for her.
Everybody by Madonna. Here it is.
I've been watching you. Yeah. I know you want to get up. Yeah. Come on. Everybody, come on, dance and sing. Everybody, get up and do your thing. Everybody, come on, dance and sing. Everybody, get up and do your thing. Let the music take control. Find
What a banger.
Love it. Really love it. And it's sort of lyrically really well written. I love it. Like she used
Yeah.
she used that sample, later when she was doing the Blonde Ambition tour, which was like the big tour that really sort of cemented her icon status,
Yeah, that's right. Absolutely.
And she used that the little sample from Everybody in the intro, the dance and sing, get up and do your thing.
This is a really good hot song in the Virgin tour as well. You just go, oh, what a fucking song. Because there's a live band behind it and it's kind of like it just starts with that bird call, which she does a lot. And that was the beauty about her is that there was stuff in the songs that you would just resonate with straight away and you'd know the song and she'd just send people wild with it,
Yeah, love it.
4
Really
minutes
love this track.
57. 4 minutes 57, which is awesome. Yeah, look, amazing album. One of my favourite all-time albums.
Now, this was produced by Mark Cummins, who was the DJ at Danceteria. Yeah,
and he deserves to do that. Yeah,
yeah, that's it.
because
Absolutely.
it was DJs that could put you on the map.
Now, can you imagine what the scene was like in Danceteria back in fucking 1981, 1982 with Madonna getting around, hustling. You've got Keith Haring, who was like a busboy. It would have been incredible. It would have been like, yes, you had Studio 54, but it's like that was for the celebrities. Like
I think that had closed by then, babe. Studio
that's
54
right.
didn't go that long.
No, it didn't. But like Studio 54 was for the celebrities, you know what I mean? It was for the beautiful people. Danceteria would have been for like the actual people on the scene.
Yeah, that's right. Dance
I
people.
love it. Yeah. I absolutely love. And it's like, I know we all say I would have loved to have been back at Studio 54 and it would have been an incredible insight. But like, if I sort of wish myself back to the 80s in New York, it would have been at clubs like Danceteria.
Yeah.
Where you see the real thing, like you get a really authentic slice of New York,
Yeah, and the clubs were where you started your career. Like the venue owners and the club owners would keep an eye on anyone that was dancing, and if they saw a little bit of a interesting person, you'd be on stage doing a show. Like that's how I got my first singing shows was at Chasers where I was dancing around at Chasers and the owners used to stare at me and go, what else do you do? And I'd go, I'm a singer. And they'd go, can you do a show here? Do a show here for 20 minutes. 20 minutes, you get the fucking DJ, put the DJ song, you got to sing. And I did it. And there's videotapes of me at 18, 19 singing freaking dance music,
Yeah.
And doing this show in front of all these people.
It was always the wogs that would like recognize the brilliance and like want to do something with it. You know what I mean?
That's right. Yeah, because it made their club more interesting because they were seeing – because they didn't know who you were. You could have been anyone,
Yeah.
And they were just and Edward was always involved with me as well. So it was always the costumes were incredible and that's how it sort of worked back then in the 80s where you did go to a nightclub and play your stuff live and then if you had an original song, they played it as well,
Yeah, that's right.
Really interesting time though and such a great album and how lucky we are that this all went the right way.
Yeah, that's right. Well, guys, there we are. And, 40 years ago, it's unbelievable. This is the whole reason why she's doing this big sort of world tour at the moment. It's great that she's recovered from her recent illness and she's heading towards her dates and completing this tour, which is fantastic. Good on her. I hope she, look, I'll still firmly keep my fingers crossed and hope she comes to Australia. One last time. That'd be amazing. It'd be fantastic. So I hope you've enjoyed tonight, guys. I love this album. It's really beautiful.
Yeah, we should have. I mean, it was so good when you said let's do this because I really needed to feel that magic again.
Yeah.
Now, we've just had an amazing gig that we've come off in Launceston, the Princess Theatre.
Ah, yes.
Guys, thank you so much for coming out in Tasmania. Like, the one thing that helps us is you guys buying tickets to this show and coming out and seeing it. But the thing that blew me away about Launceston is we were giving all these gifts on stage.
Really incredible, like so generous and lovely. We it was not until we sort of put them all together that we realised, fuck, there is so much time and effort and care that has gone into this.
Yeah, absolutely. I want to thank Malcolm and Leith. And there was another gift. I'm not sure who gave them to us, but we had alcohol. We always encourage that as a gift on stage.
You can give us alcohol. We are magicians. We will make it disappear.
Yeah. Tassie, so sweet. We got some cassette tapes. We got Thriller on tape, Choose Life. Or was it? Yeah, I've actually don't know where I've put them, but all the compilation albums we've done shows on, Leith actually gave us the tapes of, and it was just incredible. We were looking there going, my God, they're tapes, you know. And we got CDs, we got Choose Life T-shirts, I got a T-shirt with an embroidered cassette on it, and we just got all this stuff from the crowd. And a lot of bands are going to be jealous, and we're going to see a lot of them pretend that shit happens for them. But I think it was organic and it was so lovely. And I got so insecure about it. I was like, should I pick it up? What do I do with it? What do I do with this? I've never had this before, you know?
Yeah, that's right. It was really beautiful and sort of, big love to Leith and Malcolm. That was really beautiful of you guys. Good on you.
And everyone that came out to Launceston.
Everyone. We had a
Theatre.
great time. Yeah.
So the next one,
time.
we did. We had an awesome weekend in Tasmania. We're coming back to Launceston next year. I'm not going to give the date just yet, but you will get, if you've opted in for an email when you bought your ticket, you'll be getting an email with a early bird special ticket where you can go and buy some cheap tickets for the next Launceston gig. It'll be a 2-week special. If you want cheap tickets to gigs, it's rewind80sband.com and you can subscribe and get cheaper tickets to gigs. New gigs this week, JB. We've got the Cardinia Cultural Centre in Pakenham, a theatre there that we're doing on the 2nd of December. That's exciting.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's exciting. We're also doing...
Cool.
Yeah, so that's a little beautiful theatre in Pakenham. You can come there. There's an early bird special on at the moment for $40 a ticket, and it's going to be our mixtape tour with the screen and everything in the background and the biggest show. And we're going to Albury next weekend at the SS&A Club in Albury. Get your ticket, ssnaclub.com.au. Pre-sale tickets, very important. There's 250 tickets already sold. We can only fit about 300-400 in the room, and it's going to be amazing.
Oh, beautiful. I can't wait, guys. That's going to be a great weekend. Fantastic.
And Bird's Basement, of course, there are 6 tickets left, so you better hurry up.
Beautiful, guys. Can't wait to come out and see you, folks. Please get amongst it. Hey, big shout out to subscribers all around the world, our subscribers of this show. Please like, share, rate and review and become a subscriber, guys, on over 10 different platforms. Don't just listen to one episode. Jump on as a subscriber and you will get the downloads as soon as the episode as soon as they hit the net. And
absolutely.
A big shout out to our Patreons as well. We love you guys. Thank you for the support. You can become a Patreon for as little as $1.50 a month, guys. And it really helps us out. So thank you.
Yeah, and it's patreon.com/the 80s Montage podcast. And just subscribe, guys. Let's get this. Let's get it rolling. Let's bulldoze a lot of this shit that's happening. And guys, I mean, I know times are tough all around the world with the interest rates and all that stuff, but go out and see a band, go out and support live music, and thank you to everyone that's bought tickets for Bird's Basement. Like, we're so overwhelmed with the fact that we've nearly sold out, and we needed it. We needed it because it's just so great when people buy their tickets and we can put on as many shows as we want during the year, you know?
Yeah, exactly. All right, baby. Thank you, guys, and thank you, everyone around the world who listens to our show. If it's music mateys,
Or cool shit from the 80s.
we're going to talk about it.